Hey guys, oh my God. We are here with my good friend Drew. And the reason that I asked Drew to be here is so many of you struggle with this. I've got to fall on the perfect niche. I've got to teach this certain diet. And what happens is we just get overwhelmed thinking that we can't start our business or we can't show up because we just don't have that perfect one liner. We think, that fixing everything is just either going vegetarian, paleo, keto, this or that. And we start to lose sight of what I call this hero journey, like the journey from step 0 to maybe 4 of the ultimate wellness. So I wanted to bring on Drew because he's just like how I was, just like how you are, and have him tell you exactly the steps that he took when he first came in and said, I'm a keto coach, to where he is now. So Drew, introduce yourself and tell everyone just a little about yourself before we just roll right into this.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you having me on, Rachel. You're a rock star. Appreciate it. So really, guys, I'm a former student athlete. I played football in college. I graduated with an exercise science degree. So I know really, really well about the human body and things like that. And used to be a trainer in person. I was seeing life slip away very quickly as far as 5 a.m. until 10 p.m. at night, Monday through Saturday. Kind of gets old after a while. And so I was looking to transition my business more online. It's like, hey, I know I want to help people. How can I reach more people? And then how can I begin to leverage time a little bit more? And so that's kind of where I hopped into this online space. And I really, I have an autoimmune illness called Crohn's disease. And thankfully I'm in remission now, right? So it's awesome. But I was looking at, nutritional guidelines that are going to make sense for me. And that's where it kind of came with the whole keto deal. And so I was like, okay, great. I'm very familiar with this. I've been eating this style for a long time. Now I want to go help and share with people. And so the whole, Facebook groups and things like that of just building a brand and doing that, I became really, really big into growing a group. I now manage a community over 2,000 people, which is crazy, so crazy to think that it's only been 8 or 9 months doing this. So, but being in the keto space and wanting to help people, I think the goal is, weight loss first and foremost, but just understanding how can we take care of our bodies so we can look better, feel better, perform better. And because at the end of the day, everybody wants 3 things. They want to be healthy, they want to be happy, they want to be confident.
Let me ask you one question, because I know everyone's sitting there and going, oh my God, well, I want to be like Drew. He nailed his niche and now he's got this group of 2,000. Mm-hmm. Guys, it does not just happen like that where you define something. And I want to let you know, Drew worked his tail off. I mean, I think we were doing hot seats literally for a launch. And you were like, me. So I'm not saying that was where Drew started, but I want to take you guys back to, okay, so step 1, you knew your problem. And yes, similar to you with ulcerative colitis and autoimmune, one of my acupuncturists was like, you have to go keto. So it was something that worked for me. Hint, guys, you have to do the things that you're actually then going to build your business on.
Correct.
But so yes, you knew you were a keto coach.
Mm-hmm.
But then I remember you saying, okay, so I'm going to build this huge keto. So let's talk about problem number 1 that I remember. You were bringing people right to a high ticket, which 100%
yes,
worked. If we think 3 months at $1,000, mm-hmm, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So let's just do 1,000 divided by 3 months. We're not at a huge number. It's 337. If we think about the average cost of an hour, we say starting coach, 77 to 97 an hour. Right. Then we get to maybe the coach that is like you, confident, really clear on who you serve. You came to win. You believe in yourself, because guys, mindset is everything when it comes to pricing.
So big.
So let's even say 150 an hour, 2 sessions a month. That's not unrealistic. But tell us what the problem was when you were going from, boom, I know the clarity, yep, right to my 1K program.
So love this, by the way, because it's it was a massive, massive issue. So I was getting people into my group, right? Building this community, having a lot of great interaction. And then it's I had this high ticket program And there was such a like huge gap between, hey, join my free keto group, to now, hey, I need you to drop $1,000 for my coaching program. It just, which is cool.
Please
which is cool.
Understand this. When you're like 333, you know, for a month, I mean, come on, you walk out of the hair salon as a woman, no joke, dropping like easily 150 between okay, your hair colored, all that. So we're like, wait, I'm changing your life. Like, this is not a lot of money.
Mm-mm.
But what was the missing factor was that trust building. Everyone was coming into the free group. And guys, yes, we're going to get to a free group and on the next video with Master Coach Drew.
Yes.
So what did you do?
So what I had to do is I kind of had to bridge that gap between join the free group, join the high ticket. Now, don't get me wrong. I was able to get people to convert from the free group to high ticket clients and get that, but it wasn't as consistent as I would like it to be. And I felt like when I would hop on some of these calls, if somebody was interested, if it was just like, whoa, dude, I really can't do that kind of thing. Or maybe they didn't see the value or they just weren't ready. There wasn't like a secondary thing that I could be like, hey, no problem.
Cost or low cost.
Exactly. I still want to help you, but it's just like, then it kind of got weird. And it's like, well, okay, I guess just hang out in the free group then. There was no like second option or downsell, I guess you can say.
And I think another thing that I want to ask also is, if I remember correctly, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that while remember, I even have the 3 hot seats recorded, is that you also were from this group, which this is really pivotal, guys, is you were seeing the feedback from people and you were writing down from these phone conversations what people were saying. So some was money.
Yep.
Some was also fear. I don't know if I can do ketogenic for 3 months. So they were valid concerns. They weren't unrealistic. And it was, maybe, and you started saying, okay, so I did keto, full keto in this phase of my life, this stage, until keto reset my autoimmune. And guys, if you think that's just me making a claim, go read Terry Wall's, Chris Kresser for a little, like do your research and know what you believe, because that's how Drew landed on that. And I landed on that. So, okay, you're at that stage. Remember the question I asked you the day where I said, Drew, well, do you do ketogenic every day now? And what did you say?
I was like, Rachel, I'm going to be honest. I don't.
And you said, I do carb.
I do carb cycling. Huge believer in that. Obviously intermittent fasting, carb cycling, ketones a little bit too. Right. So just kind of, it's a mix of a lot of things, but like the biggest thing for me is just like, I tell people all the time, like guys, like even my clients, I'm a regular guy. I get cravings too. I want to keep things interesting and fun as well. And so it's all about making it kind of like a game. And that's what I tell my clients. I'm like, hey, you got to make it a game because it has to be exciting. You have to have something to look forward to. And then you also, you got to be able to kind of enjoy things as well and just not be like a super strict person, because that's not fun. And like, nobody wants to follow
super dogmatic like this.
Exactly.
Like, almost like the days of like point counting. And that's kind of how I always said, for me, if I was still coaching, I'd be like, wow, I do keto so different, because for me, I did feel that franticness and I started just testing my sugars.
That's it. Yeah.
Which guys, listen to how we've kind of rolled through this.
Yes.
Drew thought, okay, full on keto coach. And some of you guys are full on, but then he started hearing some of the problems. Some were financial. So then a low cost offer needs to come in and a mid offer.
Yep.
The second was, I don't know if I want to do keto that long. And so you started to also say, wow, so if I'm really looking at a six-figure site, six-figure earning, then I need to have these different opportunities for these different avatars, these different buyer personalities that are coming to me. For the person who is like, I want to jumpstart, but then I want to transition. For the person who needs to do keto for health reasons, for autoimmune. And then and then of course we're going to talk about, where you are right now. But so tell me then, how did things change? What did you implement after having that realization, not only from the money standpoint, but also from the common, kind of answers that you were getting, like real
Absolutely.
solidified answers.
Yeah. And just let me say this too, if anybody who's like watching this does have a, some sort of like high ticket program, I think it's paramount that you are listening to this feedback that you get on these calls. These calls, I'm on 5 to 6 calls a day, and I'm literally like a student, writing down this feedback. And it's like, it's so important because like they're a lot, they could be BS, right? But a lot of them are genuine concerns, especially people who are serious and like, hey dude, I need help. And so just
such a better way. I mean, look, I love Facebook ads, and you and I have talked about Facebook ads.
Yeah.
They can get real costly, but I love that you used Facebook ads at a low cost. You brought people to a group and of the lowest cost conversion.
So cheap.
But you got people on the phone. Instead of spending thousands to split test, then be on 80 different platforms. Okay, that's an exaggeration. 7 different platforms.
Right. No, it's
the truth. This is where everyone quits. It's the exhaustion of where are my people? You were like, let me define the group, the promise, the goal. So you were clear on that. You brought them in, and then you got them on the phone to get the best data that you could have ever gotten. No need to hire a social media agency. Most of those agencies, I feel like, don't know really your ideal client, because at the end of the day, you know it. You have to get people on the phone. So now let's jump to, what offers did you create at that low and that middle?
So my low end offer, my kind of thing is just, weight loss in general. Right. And then I targeted kind of like the ketogenic community. But from that, I was like, hey, what are some different ways that I can make things exciting? What would somebody be interested in? How can I get them in the door? And so I sell your 14-day detox for $17. And so that's my little kind of just, bait in the water, say, hey, if you want to reset, detox, shake some things up, clean out your system, obviously, and just feel awesome and follow a very, very simple
almost
plan.
Like here's a little baseline. And it still goes in line. I love when you say shake things up, clean it up, because we gotta get down with our weight loss and metabolism,
which is all in the gut, and you know that better than I do. And so like my platform, my starting point, regardless of where anybody comes in, my thing is, if I can get them into my ecosystem, I know that I'm going to be able to cultivate a relationship, talk to them. I do lives in the group all the time. I'm answering questions, things like that. I did a post this morning. I was like, hey, new week, what are our goals? Let me know. I put my 3 goals down. I'm like, hey, let me know. It's already got like 50 or 60 comments. So it's like, people love that. And so, but whenever we're talking about weight loss and like a foundational starting point, it all starts in the gut. Regardless of what you believe, I know what you believe, but I'm just saying it in general. And so my thing is like, that just made the most sense. Keto or not, I'm like, hey, our gut gets just overloaded with toxins, impurities, things like that. And that's a good kind of reset in a way. And then they get great results from that program. And what do you think they do? What do you think I have said in the guide? Hey, day 12, 13, 14, it's time to hop on the phone with Coach Drew. Let's talk about your results. Let's celebrate your wins. Let's talk about your next step. Right. So
at day 12, they get an invite to a one-on-one with you.
Absolutely.
Boom.
And I've got, yeah. Oh yeah. So it's like, I have, I do have it hooked up with ManyChat. When they download the guide, they're put in like a sequence. And so it's kind of like, hey, welcome, here's your guide, go download it. And it drips on them a little bit, but towards the end, that's when I'm really, pretty heavy. And then I also have call to actions within the guide. They can click a link, they can go to my calendar, stuff like that. And they can schedule by themselves. And then,
and tell me from that one-on-one call, where are they directed to?
So from that, if they're ready to rock and roll, we go one-on-one high ticket.
Go 1K.
That's the North Star. That's the biggest thing. That's at the moment, that's how I most effectively help people, is when they can get Drew every single week doing this, and I can hold them accountable and give them instruction and give them applicable feedback to their life, their circumstances, their situation. That's how I can serve people the best, when they get that one-on-one. And then if for some reason it doesn't work, that's when we kind of go mid-tier. And that's when when we
downsell. So guys, for those of you who are either new coaches, or maybe you've heard this word downsell, or you've heard this word tripwire, what Drew's talking about, and I love this, and I even started mapping this like right here.
Incredible.
Because a lot of us get so confused. We look at these, we talk about these funnels and we get overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
As you've heard Drew, like really take a step back and just think, okay, so what does this person need? And then how can I engage, connect with them so they get a taste of what it's like, what would, just like you said, the big kahuna, like that person needs to and wants to be with you week to week.
Yeah.
And if they don't convert, or they need either more trust or they don't have the money, which guys, I'm one of those people, you know, it's not just everyone can put something on a credit card. We are here to serve all people and make sure that they don't have the money, they're still getting an opportunity to get healthy. So then when they go to mid-level?
Then they go to mid-level, and then it's when I intro the Eat with Intention program. Because it's a do-it-yourself. It's, you know, it better aligns with who I am, what I like to teach and things like that, with the keto-ish carb cycling.
So
listening
you've infused your special sauce. And I think this is what I really want coaches to hear, is that you've taken, because people are probably like, wait, keto? And now you're talking about Eat with Intention. But I remember when you bought that and you were like, this is just, I remember talking to you and you were like, this is what's calling to me.
Yeah.
Biggest thing where I see coaches have the disconnect is they don't see how to take what they do. And you have said, I show them what I do daily, or my daily habits. I think you said about 6 times, if I've counted correctly. And that's what I feel coaches miss. They take a program and they're like, nobody's buying it. Nobody's this. And I'm like, but you have to infuse your life. You have to show them, here's this program, but they're buying the journey that you show up and talk about, that you show up and share your daily habits, that you've shown up and said, wow, guys, I did go to school for this. I did get sick. This is what I had to do next. This is what I'm doing now. This is how it's changed. And so they follow you on this journey.
And it's really cool too. Like the feedback is awesome too. And like the questions that come in are even better. And it always gives me different ideas on like better content I can create, or like do lives and things like that too. But like it aligns so much more with my values. And just for, like I said, anybody watching this, like keto guy, now more of like a lifestyle coach. Like I believe in a flexible approach that has a set of rules. You do need rules. Everybody needs rules, right? You have a framework, you have a template that you operate in, right? I know that. But it's really exciting because, you know, at the end of the day, nobody wants to follow a diet forever. And that's what I didn't understand whenever.
I think that's the other thing. We can't, you know?
No. So, and that's.
Quick question, because I know I can just, I feel somebody in the world saying, okay, Rach, ask him, did you do the 3 months as a drip content with videos?
I did. So,
okay. Which is huge, guys. Please listen.
Massive.
When I tell you guys that videos were the game changer for me 10 years ago, nothing's changed. Because 10 years ago, we didn't have Facebook Live. I remember when Facebook Live first came out and I was like,
oh my gosh.
I remember when Periscope Live, Twitter Live, it was like, that was such a game changer. And I think what people have lost sight of is videos are about connection.
Yes.
So if you're an introvert, do it pre-recorded, but get over yourself. And I'm saying this like with massive love, because they can go through a self-paced program like that. If there's little videos like, okay, here guys, this is my pro tip. Hey guys, this is what you should do at this next stage if this is not working.
Yeah. It's really cool because like I got to, you know, practice what you preach, right? I'm not out here just like teaching arbitrary tactics. Like, no, this is exactly what I do. And I'm willing to say that I live a very healthy lifestyle, and I'm very, you know, very thankful for what I get to do and how I get to live and things like that.
Talk and you walk the walk.
Exactly.
And like, I think also that's the biggest thing of why people are attracted to you. And I think that's something that we forget. Like everyone always says, oh, but you know, I'm XYZ. And so I'm not really great on this. I'm like, no, but you haven't owned who you are. It doesn't matter. It's that you come out with clear conviction, sharing really what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, and hitting, of course, because I've seen your lives, hitting the main pain points. Like you've now said,
Absolutely.
I'm a lifestyle expert, but you have hammered in these pillars of your business.
Mm-hmm.
Metabolism, weight, autoimmune, and then kind of, what would you say, this last part of this intuitive eating, non-dogmatic?
Exactly. I call it, I mean, it's really cool. I don't have it termed yet, but I basically call it the lifestyle diet. I mean, that's like that's the best diet you could ever follow.
Guys, his trademark is in the process. Don't take that. Karma will kill you.
I shouldn't have said that. I know. Golly. All right. Getting that today. No, but like, that's basically.
Just go right now and buy that on GoDaddy.
I am going to. Yeah.
Right after. No. And that's, guys, if you have a great name, I've named stuff. I always just say, one, somebody would be really rude to use that. But two, do you know what? I think I've seen the best people try to put something out, and because they aren't showing up and showing people like what they do, people don't buy from them anyway.
Exactly. No, everybody wants to see that. And like the cool thing about that mid-tier and why it is just like killing it right now is because I have added on, I sold the program as a standalone.
How much was the price point?
For $297. And without the videos. And then there's a one-time upsell on the second page. Like, hey, how would you like the video companion series to have Coach Drew live with you every single week? And so that's $497. So basically what I've done is like, I do a weekly recap. I've taken the 12 weeks that you provided, right? Totally kick butt.
Right.
We do a recap.
So guys, I just want to break this down real simply, because you might be like, wait,
what is he talking about?
This is buyer avatar. Because when you think about the psychology of the buyer, and this is why it's not just the sales, the copywriting, the this, and this is where we're all getting stuck. You have to think like, what is their experience in their journey? This person, let's just say it's Sarah. Sarah is not ready when she got on that phone call. So Sarah entered at $17. Yep. Well, Sarah came to the group. She was like, wow, oh my God, this guy, like, and in your free group, do you have freebies that they download?
Absolutely. I have the 5-day keto plan with the 20 bonus recipes. That's a hot download.
Hot one. Yeah.
Really hot. But same thing. What do you think I do after that?
Right.
Hey, great. What are your next steps after these 5 days? Schedule a call with Coach Drew. What's the next step? So like everything is feeding and pointing up.
And everything, and this is what I love, and this is where we're even going to start to close out. I have one more question I'm just going to write. But it's like, this is where you work smarter, not harder. Drew can always add more programs, and he's adding another program, another signature program. Those don't, please guys, detox your site now. Stop, drop, and roll. As they say, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
For sure.
Like, so many, I come to somebody's site and there's like 80 programs. It's too much. What you heard Drew say is, boom, we got the 5-day keto. That was the free. Remember the day you bought that. Then, and that's in the group. So they're leading the group. They're coming to the group so they can get that free, which is great. That free one is in that group, correct?
It's tucked away in the file section. Yes.
Tucked away. Then they are led to a one-on-one. And possibly if they don't do the one-on-one, do they come to the low-cost offer?
So that's what we discussed too on the phone. It's like, hey, where are you at? What do you want? What are you looking for? If they want one-on-one attention and support,
if they're ready for the 1K.
Exactly.
So at every opportunity, it's really this same funnel. It's that you've nailed down high ticket, you've nailed down mid-offer, you've nailed down the low cost. And every one of your opportunities, as every one of my 25 freebies did, led to a one-on-one.
Absolutely.
So you can, get data research.
Build a relationship with them too.
Good relationship connection.
Everybody, as things start to develop and everything gets more digitalized. Digitalized.
I get it. I make up work all the time.
Okay, I was about to say. I mean, it sounded cool, so I just went with it. But no, I mean, people love one-on-one attention. They're like, holy crap! Like you wouldn't imagine the comments that I get. They're like, when we get on the phone,
but you're building that VIP, and that's why I tell you, like somebody might say, and this is what I hear all the time, and this is why I love that you've done this. People are like, oh, but that's like a waste of time. And I say, if you're selling the $97 program and nobody's ever bought, what if you included a 30-minute like a 30-minute coaching, or you even included an hour. And they're like, but it's a group program. And I say, but you're trust building.
Exactly. Exactly.
And not only that, what I would say, guys, for any of you that even use, whether it's Practice Better, or maybe you have a client, a CRM, that you take those notes. For me, I am an old school kind of note taking person.
I'm a pen and paper,
which is all of this and this.
Yeah.
And this is while I talk to somebody, all of this. And then, but I will always take a note and put it somewhere. You can even do this on a Google spreadsheet, guys. I mean, keep it simple, but I love that you have created one funnel that wherever they go, there's always this low cost, mid, and then you're higher, and then you'll just build on. You'll optimize that same one and build another tier to match another type of person still within your niche.
Still within niche. Yeah. Like I said, if I can get them in the ecosystem, it's game on, because there's so many, everybody can be helped at a certain way. Whatever they're comfortable with. It's not my job to say, hey, you need to do this. It's my job to facilitate the potential client, say, hey, how can I serve you the best? What are you most comfortable with? And then how can we move forward and both win, kind of thing. So.
All right, guys, this podcast has been, I would say, one of the best that I have, and that I have experienced on this side, but also for somebody, like I said, to bring, like, this is how much I charge, and to show full transparency that it doesn't want to happen overnight, but you do have to really, I see so many coaches just being like, oh, I'm going to go to this mastermind or this retreat for the weekend. No, you got to do what Drew did. You got to lock yourself in a room, and you've got to drill this out on whiteboards, and you got to really sit there and continue to get people on the phone, listen to them, and feed them what they want. But just like Drew said, you're still taking them down the path that they need. They might want all these different things, but as long as you're really clear, like, this is who it serves, this is what I do, these are the areas I help people will always stay in your ecosystem. I love that. Oh my
Absolutely.
God. All right,
Absolutely.
So you guys are going to stay tuned for the next podcast episode, because we're going to hit it. And this one's going to be a little shorter. Don't worry, guys. We're going to hit it with Drew on actually how did he create this Facebook group. Drew, before we pop out on this,
you're not going to want to miss that one, by the way.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
So you can check me out on Facebook. Just if you want to shoot me a friend request, Facebook, Drew Schreder, DrewSchreder. My personal profile is filling up pretty soon. So my business profile is Drew's Fit Life. And
but like that page anyway, guys.
Yeah, still like it for sure. Like it, follow it. I'm always posting really cool stuff. Give me some hearts, right? Tune into my videos. Love doing the lives. And if you would like to join my community, it's called 30 Days to Better with Coach Drew. And that's exactly what we do. We walk through 30 days on how you can be better in your life. The cool thing about better is, like, it's a notion that's not finite, and it's not something that ever stops. This is a continual process, and being healthy never stops. Like, there's always cool ways and new things you can do. And so this whole idea of better and just becoming better, it applies to everybody, because we can all improve in multiple areas of our life. And so that's what I focus on. That's what I'm doing. So,
and guys, just, oh my God, there's my pen. I got so excited. I was like, boom, my pen just left, my pencil.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave you on one note, guys, before we hit this second podcast. Did you notice how Drew's Facebook group had a very specific goal and time? 30 days. So when you're thinking about the Facebook group where you're not getting comments, like Drew said, were we filming or were we not? I think you're like, I was 50 comments deep. Just on
we were filming. Yeah. And they're still coming in right now. I did the post this morning.
So if you don't have a group where you're not getting engagement, what's the point of group? And you're just waste energy. If you don't have a group that's specific to a goal, I guarantee that's why you're also not having conversions. And if you're not planning out the possibilities and the opportunities like this, that is the foundational work before you go and listen to a business coach who just says, oh, start a group, get people in there. No, they're not there for a book club, guys. They're there to get healthy. All right. With that being said, we're about to peace out, and you're going to see us on the next one. All right, guys, hit Drew up, give him some love. You want to follow this guy. He is the real deal, and check out his live streams, because if you're struggling You want to watch somebody who really shows up, but as true self, not perfect with lighting everywhere. Just be you, and I guarantee you that you will have your business grow like Drew. All right, guys, we're going to see you on the next one.